Hey, good day to you. How are you doing? Hope all is well. My name is Andre. I'm living in the sunny state of Florida. All right. Well, this video is about educating the future generation. Oftentimes you see videos on YouTube. Uh, the black race is going under. The black race, there's no future for them. The black race, they will not exist. And these are Africans, black people making these statements. And I've listened for years upon years upon years, and no one is given an answer. They're just telling the future generation of young black people, your future is doomed. But in order for you to become something of yourself, you have to join their school, you have to sign up and pay some fees. But they take the liberty of YouTube and saying, you're going down, you're nothing, you're this, you're that, you'll never mount up to anything. And the one that upsets me the most is when, black men across the globe, they come down so much on black women. Black woman, you're dressing like a hoe, you're dressing like this, your mind ain't right. Well, come on YouTube and speak positiveness in the future of black women then. Don't come in here and just put women down. What kind of nonsense is that? I've seen well-known, renowned speakers always talking down the black woman. No one comes in and speak any positiveness in them. Now, here's the deal. I'm not just here for black women, but today the primary focus is on the black race. But I'm not a person that is strictly from my race alone. I'm from all people, because if we're not pulling for everyone to come together, we don't have a future. Even the white man knows that. So here's the deal. I have 3 daughters, and I want to prepare them for the future. So instead of listening to those, I call them idiots, they seem to be intelligent, people who make these videos, the black woman this, the black woman that, oh, the black woman, and they're not saying anything positive about the black woman. Let me tell you something. I've always said it, and I will not stop saying this. The majority of the problem in society today is caused by men. I govern my life by the teachings of the Bible the best way I know how. And here's the kicker. I make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. But I govern my life by the teachings of the Bible. So, for those who don't govern their life by the teachings of the Bible, I can't speak on your behalf. But me, who govern my life by the Bible tells me it is my responsibility as the elder man to teach the younger generation, the younger men. And it is for the older woman to teach the younger woman for the next generation. So many black older women nowadays are failing. They're failing miserably because, from what I've heard, they say they're competing with the younger woman. What kind of foolishness is that? That's nonsense. Speak your mind, and if they shun you, if the younger woman shun you, well, guess what? They will feel it in the end, and they will say, "Oh my God, I wish I had listened." With my daughters, there are things that we do in our family. They have no choice but to sit down and listen. They have no choice. I am the parent. My wife and I are the parent. We're the providers for them. They're not providing for us. My children is not my friend. They will never be my best friend. You have these foolish parents who are talking about, oh, my children are my best friend. You're an idiot. You're a fool. Who does that? My daughter's physicians, especially my first one, my first daughter, when we took her to her physician the first time, he says, whatever you do not let your children be your best friend. Now, that was a white man telling us that. He's an older head. Anyways, so let me get to the point of this video. Like I said, I have 3 daughters, and make this video go viral. Make it go viral. I'm here in my beautiful backyard, wonderful flowers, and I have a couple of books here with me. I've studied different cultures over the years, and I take from different cultures and combine it with what I'm doing in my family, and I expose my children to certain things. And when they become of age, they have the choice if they want to hold on to what we have taught them, hold on to it, and combine with what the Almighty Father, the wisdom that He's given to them to govern their lives. So 2024, early this year, now we're in December, but early this year, I think it was in around April, the idea came to me. I'm like, you know what? My daughter is 10 years old, and when she become a teenager, or 19, 20, in her 30s, I don't want to have a daughter always coming to me, daddy, can I have a $20? Daddy, can I have a $50? Daddy, can I have $1,000? Daddy, even when they're in their 40s, 50s, I don't want them coming to me for money. Now, don't get me wrong now. I will give them money. It is my responsibility to make sure they're good. Now, I can't take care of all of their requests 100% of the time. So I say, you know what? How I'm gonna kind of deter all that, daddy, can I have $7,000? Daddy, can I have $700? How I'm gonna try to help deter that, and how I'm gonna make my little African girl not be a statistic. I'm gonna start early. When she at 10 years old, I picked up this book, The Richest Man in Babylon. Now, I'm not promoting this book to make book sales for this author, but The Richest Man in Babylon. Now, for those who have read financial books, it's not the most easiest material. It's not the most fun material to read. But I've done my share of reading financial books years ago. Some of it I kept. It's not easy for having someone to tell you how to spend your hard-earned money. So that's why a lot of people find it difficult to read through a financial book. That's why in society you have more poor people than wealthy people, okay? The 1% rules the 99%. So I told my daughter, I said, you need to read this book, because my daughter, she does gymnastics in the summer. She goes to a summer camp. So I told my wife, I said, look, my daughter must read this book and give me a book report, or else she will not be going to no summer camp for gymnastics. Long story short, she read the book in its entirety. She did put up a fight, don't get me wrong, she did put up a fight, but she got it done because she wanted to go to gymnastic camp. And and a book report. So I usually take my children out to the mall, not to go shopping, just sometimes just to go for a walk. You know, people think that every time you have to go to the mall, you have to always buy something. No, it's not necessary. Just go for a walk. Just have some, a snack. And so that's what I do. So I took all three daughters out shortly after she read this book. So I said, you know what? Okay, let me walk into a couple of stores and get the reaction. Now, the daughter who I used to take into different stores just to go look, just window shopping, would always say, can we get this? Can you buy this? Can you buy that? After she read this book, guess what, folks? We walk into different stores, and she's like, Daddy, I hope you're not here to buy anything. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to get her into a mindset where you don't buy anything, buy nothing. In society, you have to buy stuff. But now my daughter's mindset has changed, and I hope it has changed forever. Because guess what? This is not the only book she's going to be reading about money. I've got another one for her. This one she will read in 2026. This is The Millionaire Mind. Now, you may ask the question, why 2026? Because next year, I'm ordering the book in the next couple of days. The book that she'll start reading next year, 2025, would be 33 Strategies of War. Hold on one second there. So my neighbor is drilling something in his yard. I didn't know if that was too loud of me speaking. But anyway, the book that she will be reading next year, let me say it loud, 33 Strategies of War. And that book must be read and completed with a book report before the summer, before she goes on any road trip with us. Because if she doesn't complete it, she's going to be staying either with her grandma while my wife and her other two younger sisters go on a road trip, or she's not going to be participating or going to any camp. So she's 10 years old. She's going to be 11 next year. So she goes to a public school, and you can already start seeing where she wants to act like, when they start getting close to teenage years, they start acting a little funny. So I basically want to instill certain things in her before she becomes a teenager. So my challenge to you is this. At whatever stage that you see that your children can read fairly well, I have a daughter that's 7 years old, and she reads amazing. And I have one that's 10, and she reads fairly well. She's getting much better. But the 7-year-old, even the 10-year-old said, Daddy, this sister of mine, she's smart. I'm glad that she's the one that says it. So my challenge to you is this. Whenever you recognize that your children or child can read fairly well, make them. Don't ask them. Make them read a financial book. Make them, because in the future it will benefit you. It will benefit you, and it will benefit them even more than you. I want my daughters, I want my children to become better than me. I have investments. Me and my wife have investments that I want our daughters to take over, to mastermind it, to take it to a whole nother level. I want them to be able to fly to Dubai, Hawaii, without them even have to work hard for money. I want them to get an early understanding of money. So folks, I want for you to do the same thing with your African children. Like I said, I'm not about this whole African, make Africans better. I'm all about making people better. But for this video here, I'm speaking to especially my Jamaicans, my Caribbean folks, those who migrate into the United States. The United States economy it's a total different beast. And for those who coming from the islands, from the Caribbean islands, come in here and think you can just buy up every God Almighty thing that wasn't available to you in the islands, be careful. You're gonna end up in some financial debt. You're gonna end up with a lot of bills, and you're gonna be like, man, I regret the day I came to the U.S. No, the U.S. doesn't. Don't blame the U.S. for your lack of financial education. So, folks, in Jamaica, I'm from Jamaica. So, folks, in Jamaica and the Caribbean, but I'm talking to my Jamaican folks. If you know you're gonna migrate to the United States, make sure, and if your children are young, make sure they read a financial book to prepare them for the United States, so when they come here, they can be financially literate and they can turn around and be a blessing, not just to themselves, but be a blessing back to the Jamaican culture, the Jamaican island. You know how many Jamaicans want to move back to Jamaica? Many. So, folks, let me get to my other point. Africans, fathers, mothers in the United States, because it seems like majority of the complaint is against the black woman in the United States. Make your young girls read financial books. Make your young daughters read positive books about strengthening their mind. All these books written out there just for black people alone. Oh, we're gonna, you have books out there written, the black man must take back over the world. Bull crap, ain't gonna happen. Folks, have your African sons and daughters read books at a very young age on finances, positive relationship, but better communication skills with your fellow human being. And stop blaming these young black women and saying they're their problem. No, they're not the problem. You older black people, you are the problem. You are the fools. You're the one that didn't stand your ground. You're the one started feeling afraid of the younger generation when you're the one that's putting food on the table for them. How can you fear them? I know the Bible said they're a generation of vipers, but there's a way to handle vipers. So, folks, I'm reaching out to you. When your children are young, as a matter of fact, guess what? You're up in age and your 40 or 30-year-old adult children acting a certain way, and they're waiting on you to die so they can get what you have. Guess what? Tell them, look, read a book. Give me a book report in order for me to put you in the will. If not, I'm going to will everything to the government. Now, I just made myself the most favored man on YouTube. Do it. Say, look, if you don't read this book, I know you're 45 years old. If you don't read this book, or read this book, or any financial books, and give me a book report, you will not be in the will. My children don't have a choice. They must read financial books. Next year, the next book my daughter will be reading is called 33 Strategies of War. I'm preparing her how to deal with the enemy in this world. In this world, you must have enemies. Enemies are good. Enemies are good.